agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are Farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
The 3 times sexiest man in Millington, Johnny Harden.
Yo, how are you feeling today? Because I'm going to tell you a little secret. I'm feeling like a millionaire. You know what I mean? Well, actually, I don't know what a millionaire feels like, but I can dream and imagine what a millionaire would feel like. And right now, I kind of feel like that. You know why? Because life is good. If you didn't know this, the Antwaun Woods video has come out. It's hilarious. If you like to laugh, if you watch The Simpsons or you watch like Richard Pryor or Dave Chappelle or a good comedy show these days, Antwaun Woods is a heck of a comedy show to watch. His arrest video is hilarious. Now, we also are going to talk about some craziness in Major League Baseball. How many people out there knew that if you made it to pro baseball, you could literally be Cheech and Chong? Timeout over there on the other side. I see Greg Gaston. And I see Gabe Kuhn, and I almost want Gabe and Greg to listen and answer this question to me. And by the way, this is Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Welcome into the program. You know, this Thursday we're going out to Toys for Tots. You can reach me at Johnny_radio or at the First Bank text line at 67129. You know you can reach G at G_Coon71. We are chilling in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. But we're going to be chilling out at 2120 Witten Road just north of I-40 for Toys for Tots this Thursday, December 12th. Today, we got my good buddy, John Luke, coming to talk football at 1:30 with me. At 2 o'clock, we're going to get nasty. We're going to pull out that big board and smack a couple people with it, talking NFL. In the first segment, I'm going to talk about everything from MLB, and I'm going to tell you and explain to you why the world is not fair. And I'm also going to open up so many issues that I don't think that most people even know what I'm talking about. Issues that never in a million years did you even dream existed. You know why? Because they weren't an issue to you. Because you didn't give a damn, if you know what I'm saying. Or actually because the league was smart enough to not make it an issue. Therefore, you didn't give a damn because you didn't hear anything about it. Have you ever heard of something like that? If they don't talk about it, you ain't talking about it and you ain't hearing about it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about it, well, that's because they didn't want you to. It's the MLB Cheech and Chong. MLB just lifted the minor league marijuana ban today. I don't know if you know that or if you ever heard about that, and probably not. I bet you haven't.
The MLB has that's been a thing for them. Like the majors has had that ban lifted for a while now, right?
The majors has had the ban never implemented. They have tested for they had that problem when amphetamines and steroids ran rampant. Well, they started checking for the amphetamines, and then years later, after the steroids helped save baseball with Canseco and Sosa and McGuire and everybody hitting bombs, especially McGuire and Sosa that season going absolutely banana sandwiches. But the steroids were a part of the game, but they were stopping the amphetamines. And now, because of the crackdown on opioids and the recognition, and rest in peace, Tyler Skaggs, a tragic accidental overdose of an opioid called fentanyl, which killed him, actually brought some attention to, I think, Rob Manfred. I think to Major League Baseball. I think to the Players Association, which is extremely strong. And I talk about this sometimes in joking manner. But if you read what they wrote, they said the reason for the crackdown on opioid use is they didn't realize how many of their players were hurting and how much pain they were having between games and how many of them were actually being prescribed opioids. from doctors. Again, if it's prescribed, you're allowed to take it. If you fail a drug test with an opioid in your system, you're suspended. But if everybody's prescribed them, then you're taking them.
I think that's in general, making these minor leaguers abide by a different set of rules than the major leaguers is bizarre in its own way, right?
BS.
Like it doesn't make much sense. I'm not saying, that all these guys should smoke pot, but with the way that opioids are rampant in sports in general, you would think that, at the lower levels, where they're probably trying to feed these guys that for injuries, and these guys are trying to push through injuries, that you wouldn't want opioids to become sort of the main, help when trying to deal with pain.
Well, here's the one thing is, and I didn't mean to jump on this right off the bat because, again, Eli went under 500 for his career. We can talk about that. We're going to talk a lot at 2 o'clock about the National Football League. At 1:30, we got Hardenwood. But I almost feel now like with talking with Gabe and realizing that people are texting as much as they are about this, and I guess it is because it is Johnny Radio's happy hour, and maybe you can call me the Cheech and Chong of afternoon radio and sports. That's cool. I don't care. We got John Luke McCord coming on to talk everything college football, coaches, Lane Kiffin, all that stuff that's coming up very soon. By the way, Lane, again, trying to explain to the older crowd why he is a good hire at Ole Miss. I don't think I did a very good job, but watching him in the press conference, if they watch that and they ask him a question about the tarmac and they hear his answer and they watch the people laugh and they can't understand why he's a good hire, I can't help you then. Like, we obviously can't speak the same language. Do you know what I'm saying, Gabe? Do you feel what I mean? I mean, like, because you can say I'm an older person, but I understand why there's a cool factor with Lane Kiffin. His offenses and what he did. He won a championship with Jacob Coker. Jake Coker. Okay? Yeah, Alabama had a damn good defense, but he won a championship with Jake Coker, homie.
I absolutely love this audio. You want me to go ahead and throw it up there?
Drop it, baby. I love it. This is Lane being Lane.
About the reception you received from the fan base, did you ever think you'd be kissing and hugging babies at the tarmac when you got off the plane?
A lot better than another tarmac experience that I had.
Now that is called Lane being Lane Kiffin, and people actually like that. Nick Saban in Alabama. Gus over at Auburn. Big Ed in Louisiana. And the reason Ed works so well in Baton Rouge is because that's where he's from, and he speaks that language. And he didn't work in Ole Miss. And I was told by a very, 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 very smart person who I respect more in this world, and y'all know him, Brett Norsworthy. He said, I'll have to see it before I believe it. And then he looked at me and he said, but you know what? If it's going to work, it's going to work at LSU. And I understood what he was saying because he watched what happened in Oxford. And now that he's seeing it, he kind of looks over at me and gives me a little wink like, hey, he's in the right spot. He got Joe Burrow. He ended up getting the best assistant in all of sports. I called it at the beginning of the year. Gabe, I hate tapping myself on the back.
I was going to say, I can't believe we got 10.
You want to do it for me?
We got 10 minutes into the show, and you hadn't tapped yourself on the back.
You can do
Joe
it for
Brady,
me.
for those that don't know, Joe Brady has won the Broyles Award for the best assistant coach in college football. And Johnny, after week one, I forget the opponent of LSU. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was an FCS opponent. John said, this team looks different. And I think it has to do with, in his opinion, he said it had to do with Joe Brady. And I didn't know at first. I went and watched them after that. And I think at this point, all of us are believers in what LSU has done this year.
Thank you very much, Gabe. Didn't have to say much. Just sat there.
But it took 10 minutes. I was
Felt me
surprised.
good.
Usually it takes
Felt
like
me
3
good.
minutes. I figured you were going to open on that, man.
Felt so good. But what I'm saying is we have so many wonderful things to talk about because we've got college football that's going crazy. It's Christmas time. Everybody's got that feel in the air. It's bowl seasons. Madness is going around. Heisman trophies coming up. Cool things to talk about. And we are going to hit all of these. And you can always reach us at the First Bank text line at 67129 or call us up at 901-360-8255. I got to tell you, though, Gabe, if somebody calls, let me know, though. You're in charge of that. 67129, I can flat out read you, baby. I see you. I hear you. I know what you're talking about. And a bunch of you, believe it or not, are already hitting me up about what the hell this weed thing is. And I want to explain this to you. And I want to talk to you about this for many reasons. I want to talk to you about this because of the reality of the world that we live in today. We have a very big problem. You listen to, if you're a political person and you listen to politics, not saying that I am, and I might be wrong, but I would think healthcare would be a huge issue, because healthcare, when I grew up, when I was a child, there was actually a thing called healthcare. Now it's called health robbery. You pay an arsenal of cash for crummy coverage. You can't see your doctor for months in advance. Unless they actually find cancer, do they actually say, okay, we'll see you? And then when they see you on that, then they come in there and they drop the tons and tons of money. And then they come out and say, oh, guess what? You are benign. You're going to live. Congratulations. Since you're benign, you owe us $5,000. You know, I'm like, oh, big finger to you too. So we have a huge problem in this country, but they're trying to fix things in a certain way. And we have seen in baseball, and I have to mention this, we've seen a relaxation of laws. I mentioned what happened 2 weeks ago on a Wednesday, Capitol Hill, federal. You know, marijuana was a Schedule I drug. Schedule I. It was federally as bad as heroin, cocaine. It couldn't be tested in labs. It was bad. It is now not even considered a Schedule Jack. Prohibition on marijuana has been lifted. It is now up to your local governments and your state governments and your municipalities and the people that you vote for. Dead serious. Unfortunately, we live in Tennessee, and we're slower than Christmas, and we don't understand that. We just need to open it up and let it go. But MLB, which I did not even realize, you could basically call it the Cheech and Chong organization. A lot of people thought basketball was full of stoners. A lot of people I always talk to always thought, I don't know how it is, but man, everybody in basketball smokes weed, dude. Whatever. Cool. But there's been a huge crackdown on opioids. And again, when I say a huge crackdown, we lost Tyler Skaggs to a tragic accidental overdose because the man was dealing with pain. Now, I have spoken with some major leaguers. I've also read a few articles. There's a great one from Ken Rosenthal that talks about, hey, weed is now legal in MLB. It's always been legal at the upper echelon for the big daddies. But for the minor leaguers, they couldn't smoke marijuana. You know, those 13-hour bus rides, playing game in and game out, no matter how much pain it was, but they could get a prescription for a handful of opioids from any doctor. But God forbid that they smoked marijuana to deal with their pain or anxiety or sleep deprivation, because you would get a 25 for the first time, 50 for the second time, 100 for the third time. And if you got a fourth one, did you know where you were banned for life? Banned for life. Now, by the way, also, during that whole time that you were suspended, you didn't get paid. I would like to remind you that the average player in minor leagues, this is the average. This has nothing to do with their so-called bonus they get right when they sign on the first day. But do you know what the average salary of the minor league baseball player is? And I'm including this is not just AAA. You got to remember, there's AA, there's A-ball, there's high A-ball, there's Florida, you know what I mean? The average salary is $12,000. $12,000. And if you suspend these guys 25, 50, 100 games, how much money is that for them? It's ridiculous. But did you know that professional baseball players do not get tested for marijuana? Now they get it tested for, and I'm going to give it to you right now. Now, today, by the way, minor leaguers are not tested for pot. And this is where I'm going to give it to Rob Manfred some love. He said, we are lifting the ban on marijuana for minor leaguers. He said weed is now legal in Major League Baseball for any use, pain, or recreational. He said the reason there's a crackdown on opioids, He said the use of opioids is so high, we recognize that there is a problem with pain, and pain relief is something that is not based on necessary performance. So we don't consider marijuana a performance enhancer. And it's a pain reliever from every doctor I've talked to. The players want it. The players do not die from marijuana use. I haven't talked to a doctor who says they do die, but doctors said that you do die from opioids, and it's much more dangerous on the body and
Rob, thanks for using common sense. Thank you
isn't it amazing?
So much for
Then,
using your common sense.
Listen to what he also says. And the tragic death of Tyler Skaggs, unfortunately, has opened my eyes. And it sucks that somebody, and that's what basically Rob ends it with saying is, it sucks that somebody had to die for me to realize that I wasn't paying attention to the fact that 70,000 people, that's Vietnam War. That's what are dying every year from opioids. And the largest abusers of opioids, people, and you wonder why I talk about this so much, are athletes. The largest prescribed opioids in this country. This is a medical statistical fact, people. I can't tell you this with, you can call anybody else you want to. You can sit there and try to say I'm making something up. No, go and read. Google, talk to a doctor. Think about this. I just want you to think about this. 3 out of 5 people who are prescribed opioids are athletes. Think about the population in this country right now. The basically other 2.5 are elderly people who deal with chronic pain. I mean, the other 1.5 are people who deal with chronic pain. And realistically, the people who abuse them, who are actually prescribed them, is not even like a half of a person. And when it comes down to the statistical analysis of it and what has come out. So basically, the people that you have to worry about are the people that you love, that you get. And by the way, sports are great for everybody. Sports teach you about how to lose with class and humility. They teach you how to win with humility. They teach you about camaraderie and friendship and hard work. And sports teach you so many wonderful things. But you know what? It's amazing. An injury, because we had this plant that was deemed something that was dangerous. But you know what? We said it was okay to eat Oxycontin or Lortab or whatever, and we'd give them to these kids. And you know what? They are great kids, and they were great athletes, and all of a sudden they become addicted to something, and you don't know why, and they act all different, and they changed. And you don't know why they changed, because, you can look at it statistically, doctors say that opioids affect almost 25% of the entire population in a way where immediately they take them, they are basically janked. They take them and they feel euphoric on them. And you wonder why all these people are getting addicted year in and year out. And again, you wonder why I'm talking about this on a sports show, because Major League Baseball today, I think, made history. I got to give Rob Manfred the biggest high five on the damn planet. And by the way, I didn't even realize this. And I read an article which makes me laugh so hard from one of the players who says, this to me is and by the way, I'm not going to mention his name, but he's a liar. He almost killed an entire state. He borrowed almost $50 million from that state. He had a ketchup on his sock. He's a lying SOB. It ain't going to be hard for you to figure out, but I ain't going to give him any credit for who he is. But listen to what he has to say. Allowing big leaguers to smoke pot is now going to make our league a Cheech. And again, this is where I got the Cheech and Chong league. He said is going to turn MLB into basically the Cheech and Chong league. I have no fear of professional doctors giving drugs to players for professional injuries. I have a problem with players, and many, many, many players do, who are going to use the excuse of injury to smoke pot. Homie, nobody died from smoking weed, yo. Shut up.
And to call it the Cheech and Chong League, does he realize
You played in that league,
and not to
a-hole.
mention, does he realize the NBA and the NHL use this stuff rampantly? I mean, like, it's not a harmful thing. It's not for everybody either. That's not the point.
This is the one other thing I wanted to mention to you. And I was talking to a gentleman named Ben, and he runs a CBD store called Hempville. And Hempville stands for Help Educate More People. Now, he's not even talking about THC. He's basically talking about how the CBD, CBG, CBN, all these things can help actually people deal with anxiety, pain, distress, anything that they're dealing with. Again, this is a plant that has so many benefits. And because they made a stupid video, what was it, Reefer Madness back in the day, because they made it illegal, because they arrested a lot of people, because they said it was bad, we have this stupid look at it as being evil when 70,000 people die a year from legal prescriptions. But we don't look at them wrong. We don't look at them like homie can be sitting right there at a bar right now. He can pop a couple pills. It's got his name on them. And you know what? Nobody's going to do anything about it, but he could go home and die. And people like my brother and the fire department and the ambulance, they're going to have to go deal with it. And there's going to be a lot of people who are going to have to deal with his death because the people that are left behind are the ones that feel the most pain. But again, let's just say that this gentleman who was sitting in a bar, God forbid he put out a joint and smoked it or went outside and smoked a joint, people would ostracize him. But you know what? He would go home and he would live. And I'm not saying that every single person that takes an opioid is going to die, but I am telling you that 70,000 people die a year. A year. More people die from opioids than alcoholism and gunfire. Think about that. Alcohol and gunfire. How big of a problem is that? If you listen to it's a presidential year. Oh, we got to talk about all this stuff that's going on. Gunfire. Oh, you know, all these things that are killing everybody. Dude, look at opioids, man. And again, I just want to say, Patriots cheat again. Eli stinks. We're going to talk a whole lot about football. By the way, his passer rating for his career is 59.8. That's under 60%, by the way, people. Oh, and Le'Veon Bell, he's a loser. And I'll explain to you why he's a loser. And Gabe's going to get mad at me for this. But don't tell me you got the flu and go bowling the day before your game that you're missing. I'm sorry. Not when you're making... How much money did he... How much was his check that week? What was his check?
$52.5 million.
No. Just that week. Because he got an exemption for having the flu, remember?
I don't know about that. I know he has his
I think his game
contract
check,
is 6 years, $52.5 million.
I know, but I think this game check was some anyway, it was ridiculous amounts of money. But he was at 1:30 in the morning bowling in New Jersey. But he had the flu. And again, and you know what? I'm going to sit there and say this. If you have the flu and you wake up and you feel bad, you don't need to play. I understand if you're sick. But damn it, if you have the flu, you don't need to be out bowling. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Matt Luke being the offensive line coach at Georgia. We'll talk about Sam Pittman. Have we even talked about Sam? I don't even think we've mentioned him.
Man, we have a lot to talk about with John Luke, man.
Oh, my goodness. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I got so many things on my plate, but at least I can say one thing. Thank goodness. The young men who get paid basically $2 an hour in the minor league baseball don't have to worry about ending up like Tyler Skaggs or worry about failing a drug test for a little bit of marijuana, because now Rob Manfred has come out and made marijuana basically, think about what I'm just about to tell you. He made it against the rules for which has already been for major leagues, but for all leagues to test for marijuana. Think about what I just told you. Can't test for it. I'm not saying that it's just everybody go light it up. But no, if you're a professional athlete, you want to be a professional athlete, you're going to do everything to work on your body and your craft. And that's what I'm trying to say is these people who are professional athletes are not using pot as something like you think it Woodstock from back in the day. They are in pain. They might use a little pot at the end of the night so that they can go to sleep. And then the next day they might wake up and run 5 miles. You know what I'm saying? Things sometimes and plus a lot of them don't even smoke it. They eat it because a lot of it's ingestible now. And again, there's so many things about this. We have to get people to look at a different way. And congratulations to Major League Baseball. Congratulations to Rob Manfred for him to sit there and say that the crackdown needs to be on the opioids. And by the way, he also said the crackdown should also be on the doctors. That is another key thing that I did not say. Crackdown on opioids and the doctors. Because guess what? The doctors were over-prescribing, and that is a fact, Jack. But now they're under-prescribing the people who are actually in pain. So now we have just a whole conundrum. But you know what? At least Manfred gets it, and weed is legal in pro baseball and minor league baseball. But I'll be back in just a minute. And remember always, if you have home, auto, life, anything you need, marijuana, maybe he'll get into that. Maybe not. MemphisFarmers.com. Chad Gatlin, he is my man. MemphisFarmers.com. Chad Gatlin. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Sports Time with Rollo and Stacks. Every weekday afternoon from 3 till 6. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
The best part of being the spokesperson for Central Barbecue.
You think of yourself as the spokesperson for Central Barbecue?
Okay, as one of the spokespersons for Central Barbecue.
Shouldn't that be spokespeople?
Will you just let me get the commercial started?
Carry on.
As one of the spokespeople.
You might be right. Maybe it should be spokespersons.
Spokespersons for Central Barbecue. Oh, man, now I forgot what I was going to say.
That is one of the spokespersons for Central Barbecue.
Right, I remember. As one of the spokespersons for Central Barbecue, people expect me to serve them Central Barbecue for every holiday event.
That's what you were going to say?
I don't know. It was something about Central Barbecue. You got me confused.
In this corner is Bob, the Beast of Bar Graphs, using Dayquil Severe to face off against his cold. Bob's cold was coming at him from all sides. Head, chest, right nostril, left nostril. Oh, Dayquil Severe! What a game changer! He's out of his bed sheets, wrecking his spreadsheets, bodies slamming his sales reports. With Dayquil Severe, Bob's cold is out cold.
Dayquil Severe, the daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, sore throat, power through your day. Medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Do you suffer from pain, stress, anxiety, depression, PTSD, arthritis, and multiple sclerosis? You want an all-natural way to manage these conditions. Hempville is unlike any CBD store you've ever seen. It's not a one-size-or-brand-fits-all. Hempville has a variety of CBD applications and brand names. They have a well-trained professional staff to help educate you on CBD and what application is best for your individual needs. Hempville has 2 locations to serve you. South Haven at 562 Goodman Road East and Oxford at 1801 Jackson Avenue West. Hempville, where your relief is their mission.
I want to invite you to come by the Spirit Shop. You know, that little log cabin on Poplar, your liquor and wine oasis. The Spirit Shop has been providing sports fans their beverage needs since way back in 1969. So come in now and get ready for the big game. Whether your favorite team wins or loses, the Spirit Shop will help you celebrate or ease that pain away. The Spirit Shop is open every day, and they're located perfectly at 4848 Poplar. That's the corner of Poplar and St. Nick.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test-driven, checked out from head to toe. Unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutoSales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I am your sports mixologist, John Harden. Y'all know me very well. I hope by now y'all can reach me at Johnny_radio. And I hope by now y'all know that every single Tuesday we talk with John Luke. John Luke is the real deal Holyfield. He knows college basketball like the back of his hand. Heck.
Foosball.
That means he knows it very, very well. But no, and I always have my good buddy Gabe Kuhn. You just heard him right there. And we've been talking a whole lot about the stuff with MLB and marijuana, but we're about to get into seriously college football at its finest. We're going to talk about Lane Kiffin. We're going to talk about the Final Four. We're going to talk about these bowl games. Matt Luke going to Georgia. We got a lot of stuff to get into, but I want to remind you about Hempville CBD. It's in Oxford, but it's also, like I said, it's this new place. And Ben sent me a text. He was listening to the show, and he just basically told me again, this is a place they help with pain, stress, anxiety, depression, PTSD, arthritis, nausea, sleep apnea, migraines, multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, and so much more. Their number 662-536-6046. That's 662-536-6046. They're right down in South Haven. Go out there and find them. I promise you, he told me that just now that this is what he sent me. It was very, very, I thought it was pretty cool. He said he sent a Marine came in there suffering from PTSD. He's on multiple strong medications. Most are addictive. He wants to get off of them. He says that he's been into so many places that look like head shops. They don't have people that know anything or knowledgeable about CBD. He went in there. My man Ben gave him 2 products that he thinks that's going to help him out. And again, like I said, this is a store. It's like the Apple store. It is awesome. If you go down to Hempville, you will walk in there, and I promise you, you'll be a different person. And again, if relief is your mission, that's their mission. And if you want to get off basically pharmaceuticals, and if you want to change your life, go see my man Ben. I promise you, Hempville's the real deal Holyfield. Give you the address in just a second. But remember, you can call him right now at 662-536-6046. But it's time to talk college football. And what are we going to do now? Lane Kiffin's in Oxford. Holy cow. My man John Luke, what's your life been like lately?
Whoa, look, and our beat writer here at the Daily Journal, Parrish Offord, for that Ole Miss beat, as well as, me just kind of manning social media and our digital game. It's been wild lately. Look, everyone is so locked in on this Ole Miss story here in the state of Mississippi. We just put up a story earlier about Matt Luke and sort of the deal he worked out to go to Georgia.
With Georgia.
To be he's going to be the offensive line coach there. Of course, y'all might have heard about now, and an associate head coach too, which is a little bit surprising he grabs that label, and I'm sure he'll collect a nice fat salary there, probably about what Elijah Drinkwitz was making there at App State before he took this Missouri job. But yes, I mean, look, the Ole Miss coaching deal has just been a big topic here in Mississippi lately, and frankly, and we were talking about some of this last week, it just engulfed the Egg Bowl result altogether. Looked like Mississippi State had won 2 straight. That was going to be the talk for all off season. And look, that's before Ole Miss hired a Hollywood celebrity, I guess, in Lane Kiffin.
I got to know right now, is Elijah Moore now considered the hero of the Ole Miss Rebels? Is he really is?
Yeah,
like,
no
him
doubt.
Lifting that leg, because that got Matt that got Matt Luke fired. Let's be real, because did it not sound like everything I heard from Carter? He basically said, Matt Luke's our coach, and if they won that game, do you think that the Rebels keep him?
No doubt. They keep him under any circumstance. I mean, look, even if that extra point is missed from the usual distance there, and there's no penalty before that play, Matt Luke is still in Oxford. I mean, and he had to have that fallout to get fired. Look, Keith Carter, Ole Miss Chancellor Glenn Boyce, they were not fibbing when they were saying, look, we're keeping Matt Luke. It was a money issue. They did not want to have to buy out that really expensive staff. They didn't want to have to buy out Matt Luke. They were going to roll into next year with a really tough schedule and see what happens. And frankly, we're going to likely end up in a situation where they end up letting Matt Luke go during the season and let one of those high-profile coordinators take over. But not only Elijah Moore lifting the leg, fake peeing on the water hydrant, but also, wearing the NWO belt. We've talked a lot about that NWO belt and the swagger that Ole Miss receiver group has had in recent years. It's gone, and the fact that he romped around in the NWO belt as the penalty was being explained on the field, that Matt Luke obviously didn't directly tell him, hey, it's cool to do this. But I think that was a reflection, or at least a lot of people felt that was a reflection of how the program was being run. It was player first. It was 2-player friendly. And frankly, look, the money started rolling in. Keith Carter was the interim athletics director before taking the full-time gig. But prior to that, he served for years as basically the top fundraising man for the UM Athletics Foundation Association, which raises all the money for the athletics department. And so, look, he had a close tie with a lot of the Ole Miss boosters that needed to step up and give money to get it done. And frankly, I think that relationship is what helped the money start to flow in, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before when Matt Luke was fired. And once they had the money in hand, I think it became a very easy decision that Ole Miss deserved better. They love Matt Luke around that program. Obviously, he played there. They hate to see him go to Georgia, but I think a lot of people were actually happy for him too, because Ole Miss has obviously ended up a lot better. Had the coaching search not gone as well as it had, I think it would be certainly a sour situation. But look, they had to let Matt Luke go once they had the money in hand to be able to afford it.
I mean, I was convinced, Kiffin was headed to Arkansas, but the Elijah Moore leg lift, a lot of people think saved Joe Moorhead his job, and I think at this point, a lot of Ole Miss fans feel like they're in much better hands than the Bulldogs at this point. But moving on to another coaching vacancy being filled, Sam Pittman. I don't know much about the guy. I know he's a O-line coach, very good, very very good recruiter. I have mad respect for the O-linemen out there, but. What did you think of this hire? Is this sort of a stabilizing hire, or do you think this is a guy who could win some games at Arkansas eventually?
Maybe eventually. I think it's kind of a retread. Sam Pittman, I'll just say this. Sam Pittman in Brett Bielema's first season at Arkansas took a heck of a group, took a group and turned them into a heck of a group. They were a lot of freshmen. Dan Skipper was there at the time. Denver Kirkland was on that offensive line. And Sebastian Tretola. He took that young group and made them really serviceable. In fact, really good that first year under Brett Bielema. Now, obviously, he left after turning that group into some studs, and that group went downhill. As sophomores, as juniors, as seniors, they were the ones letting Brett Bielema down as he was trying to build that run-dominated system there at Arkansas, which a lot of people had doubted it would work from the onset. Sam Pittman had it working there when those guys were young. He left, it fell apart. But no doubt Sam Pittman is a good position coach. He's a great recruiter. He was a great recruiter at Kirby. Lots of teams were coming after him. Look, Alabama. Lane Kiffin there were rumors when he first took the Ole Miss job.
Millions of dollars less. Lane, I've heard, took millions less to go to Ole Miss. But I do have to say this, and I want to ask you this. Like Sam Pittman has to also realize this. Arkansas is paying so many damn coaches. He's got to have at least 4 years of I ain't got to worry
and
about
just where that
jack.
program is too.
And look, and if Sam Pittman is worried about what he's making salary-wise, then I think he's looking at it all wrong.
Correct.
They're going to have to flank him with a tremendous staff, and that's going to cost a lot of money. And so, look, just the fact that Chad Morris is headed to be the OC potentially at Auburn or wherever he ends up, this league is full of great assistants, and Sam Pittman is going to need a crew of assistants better than most staffs have currently to win there at Arkansas, and that's it for the first 3 or 4 years. But again, you're trying a system, I think, that Brett Bielema tried there, and frankly, you're hiring a guy who's not as a proven winner of a head coach as Brett Bielema was coming in. He's not as big of a name as Brett Bielema was coming in. I think the program got way down the list. Now let's look at this.
But you know
They
what? The
almost ended up with
program.
the interim there, so they ended up better than they could have, but they certainly did not end up with as good a coach, in my opinion, to be the head man as Missouri and Ole Miss did.
Well, I was going to say, I was listening to Middays with Greg and Eli, and John Daly loves his Hogs. And John Daly, and this is what I wanted to ask you, he's happy with Pittman. He believes that he needs the time. He thinks he's the right guy. I don't know if John knows jack about football, but I will tell you one thing John was very adamant about. He does not like Jeff Long. He doesn't think Kansas got the right guy when they got Jeff Long. He thinks Jeff Long screwed Arkansas. I'm curious, and I don't know if you're the right person realistically to ask, but do a lot of Arkansas people blame Jeff Long on where the program is?
I guess you certainly could. I mean, you'd rather look and blame him.
I mean,
A
you
guy who had
forget
been there,
about
had
Petrino
time.
and the motorcycle accident, and it just seems like everything Arkansas lately has happened. I mean, Bielema and his beautiful wife. It seemed like everything. They had a honeymoon and was beautiful. They came to the Liberty Bowl, and then we thought
But
everything
as
was
bad
going to
as
be
you
great,
can
but
be
it
left
stunk.
behind by the previous administration, that's kind of on the new guys to come in and get the direction changed. And look, I'll say this: Hunter Yurcich is a guy that he certainly had a lot more experience and a lot more to his name as an athletic director than Keith Carter did. And Keith Carter's been able to come in and change the Ole Miss fan base's attitude. And look, I'm not trying to make this an Ole Miss thing right here. I'm saying that's truly an upset.
No, it is.
Hunter Yurcich it needs to be able to get that in the right direction.
I
Here's
agree.
my deal. You can't blame Jeff Long forever. And I certainly don't know, like you said, all the details. I'm not in the Arkansas trenches with those guys taking the grenades. But I think it's at some point you hired a new guy. Did you trust that he could get you out of the situations you were in? A lot of SEC schools are still paying former coaches. Trust me. Ole Miss is in that camp as well. Ole Miss has got some coaches that are getting paid by previous schools, and Mike McIntyre. It happens all around the country. You simply cannot use that as a crutch. In fact, look at what he's done with the basketball program. You go and get a great coach there. You got that program likely trending up. And so I think certainly, and the baseball program at Arkansas is always going to be strong, but I think Hunter Yurcich cannot blame the previous administration forever. The coaching search was run horribly. They had plenty of time. Here's the real deal, guys. Yeah, maybe Lane Kiffin backed away from the table and said, I like the situation at Ole Miss better. I'd rather go there. You had plenty of time to have him locked up if that was your guy already. You had plenty of time. Look, Keith Carter had to talk a lot of Ole Miss people and a lot of Ole Miss boosters behind the scenes into getting on board with hiring Lane Kiffin with what's in his past, and he was able to do that within the span of a week, actually in a couple of days. And so,
Ooh, I gotta interrupt
Yurcich
you
is
right
truly
now.
having trouble
I'm
hiring
sorry,
him. He
John.
needs
I
to
got to
get everybody on
interrupt
the same
you.
page.
This
Go
is
ahead.
this is crucial because I need you to answer this question because this is the one that I get texts most about, and this is the one where I have the most trouble with. And Brett Norsworthy and Dave Voloshin, I love them more than anything. But I'm an old man. They're just a little bit older than me. They're a little wiser, as I like to say. And when I'm talking to the gentlemen that are a little bit wiser than me, they struggle, not necessarily Brett and Dave, I'm talking about just people of their age. They struggle to understand why in the bleep people they're like Lane Kiffin failed at Oakland. Lane Kiffin failed at Tennessee. Lane Kiffin failed at USC. They forget about, Ed Orgeron and all the places he failed, or they forget about other coaches. And they forget about what he's done when he was at Alabama as the offensive coordinator. And then they forget about what Alabama happened when they got rid of him and how they lost that game. They were undefeated that year when they kept him. They also didn't pay attention to what he did when he went down to FIU. So it's just I don't know. It's kind of like Lane is a young person gets him because he's on Twitter. He yesterday he was hilarious about the tarmac. It was a lot better this time on the tarmac than it was the last time I was on the tarmac.
And the comments he had about the analytics, the comments he made, about get ready to rip me to the media. He said, because I'm going to listen to the analytics instead of making some of the moves that a lot of coaches say, hey, maybe we didn't make that long field goal, but I sent my guy out there to kick it. I did the right thing. But here's what I would say. First off, I think Lane Kiffin's history requires a little bit of context. And yes, at Tennessee, Les Xander signed the number one player in the country, signed the number 2 class in the country, went 7-5, and was Terrence Cody's left hand away from going 8-4 there. He just left after 1 year. He left early. He had a great staff in place. Ed Orgeron was his his defensive coordinator. He went to USC on massive sanctions, was able to sign, 15 guys a class maybe, and bottomed out there the last year. I mean, certainly he was doing decent for the amount of sanctions that he was under, I think. And so, and at Alabama, he turned the offense around. He went to the college football playoff with Blake Bell or Blake Sims, won a national championship with Jake Coker. I mean, get real. He went to FAU, and listen, it's in Conference USA, but it's not a program that's ever won. Like he said yesterday,
and by the way, can I interrupt you? Did you see how they beat UAB after they knew that he was leaving them? They destroyed UAB
2 out of 3 years.
Because they kind of like him.
Double-digit games there. Yeah.
Young people, and this is what I was trying to explain to people that are a little bit older. Gabe can understand this. For some reason, the younger generation they are drawn to Lane Kiffin. They like him, and I think Ole Miss, with Nick Saban getting older, he's not going to be at Bama forever. Gus, you got Ed Orgeron, LSU. Ole Miss has to be different. Ole Miss was successful when they had Hugh Freeze getting a quarterback and they had wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? Hey, when they had Bo doing his thing, when they had just their quarterbacks, it was like, hitting Treadwell, and then they would bring in, a good defensive player here and there. Ole Miss could be Lane Kiffin's Ed Orgeron. I know there's a certain lingo that Ed speaks, and that's why he's so good at LSU. And I'm not saying Lane does, but the coolness
That's a great point.
factory,
he speaks that lingo, yeah.
But yeah, Lane, like the Grove, the way people dress up to go to the games, the way Lane has that pompous attitude. When I say it fits perfectly with Ole Miss, and I don't mean that disrespectfully to Ole Miss.
I think
he loves the underdog role.
I think coming from where that program is, they went really safe last time. This is a absolute perfect time for a spark, and I think that's what they were going for at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. And look, for Ole Miss, I will say this too, guys. Hugh Freeze worked, but they missed on some guys that were bigger names before they had to fall to Hugh Freeze. They missed on the Kirby Smarts. They missed on other guys. Before that, look, Ole Miss has always made the low-key, the unexplainable hire. They hired Ed Orgeron as a position coach from USC, a guy way out west that they really stepped out of their comfort zone to hire. Ole Miss has made a combination of bad and safe hires throughout their history. Yesterday, they realized, hey, we have a young roster that made an impression on the college football world, the SEC landscape to be specific, and we've got a coach here that's better and a bigger name than a lot of times and a lot of searches when we're able to go out and get this type of guy. Let's get this type of guy, even though there's some risk there, because in previous times, A, we weren't able to attract the candidate's attention of this level, and B, this guy could take us higher than some of the other candidates. Now, to be fair, they missed on Mike Norvell. They waited and wanted a yes from him, and they didn't get it and knew they weren't going to. And they moved to Lane Kiffin. He was number 2, but he was a lot better than some of the other candidates, in my opinion. They could have gone and got. They could have gone and gotten Elijah Drinkwitz. They could have settled for a Will Healy. They could have gone for some of these other names we talked about. I think they even felt like at Louisiana Lafayette, Billy Napier was a guy that would have just been taking a step back and getting a guy that everybody thought they should hire. And so, look, they went out and they hired the best name that they could get in this search. And, yeah, they realized there's some risk. But I think in a lot of ways they also engineered a lot of fit. Lane Kiffin wants to win in the SEC, but I think even more than that, Lane Kiffin wants to win from an underdog role. That way he can look at some of the guys he's worked with and say, yeah, you're at LSU, Ed. You're at Alabama, Nick. I came to Ole Miss and beat you guys. And I think that's why the fit to me works very well. But look, outside of that, look, Ole Miss needs to win. We've talked about this before. Ole Miss needs to win, but they need to remain within their identity. The running game that they were employing this past year was not Ole Miss. They need receivers and quarterbacks. You mentioned it, Johnny. And so they went and got a guy that works closely and succeeds well with quarterbacks and receivers. And so I think in a lot of ways, this is going to be a hire that makes more sense down the road. But up front, it makes a lot of sense for Ole Miss fans and for Keith Carter, the Ole Miss athletics director, because it was the hire that got his fan base riled up. His fan base got excited. They sold yesterday alone. They sold, and this was first reported by Neil McCready, they sold, he got it from Keith Carter, 500 season tickets. This was without phones even being open to the UMAA Foundation yesterday. So they just sold those online. So they know they're going to sell a lot of season tickets. They took in a $25,000 donation to the Athletics Association yesterday, and they know that donations are going to be up. Ole Miss fans are very temperamental with their money and how they give it to the program. And when things are going well, which they have not been in some time, Ole Miss fans, they pour love and they pour green on that program. And so, look, there's a reason they were able to get as high as they did under Hugh Freeze. I'm here to tell you that I think Lane Kiffin is a more legitimate coach and a better hire and a better coach than Hugh Freeze. In a lot of ways, Hugh Freeze used gimmicks, and they were starting to wear thin even before the NCAA capped that program. But Lane Kiffin, I truly believe, is a good play caller. He's obviously bringing a lot of talent as far as assistant coaches to his staff. And I think in a lot of ways, Lane may fail, but he's a better coach and the best coach they could have gone and got. And you just can't fault Ole Miss, even with the risk involved, for doing that.
He wins, and John Luke McCord at JL Grind, and always wins. If you need anything about Mississippi SEC football, period, you can go to JL Grind, and he's got you covered. And always make sure you check out the North Mississippi Daily Journal. We'll be back in 2 shakes, 56, 96, 1, and of course, 87.7 FM.
Search Sports 56 on Facebook and give us a like. And follow us on Twitter at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Heater trouble? Make your first call your last call. Call Air Doctors of Memphis, 901-598-HVAC. Owner Matt Davis is a third-generation full-service air conditioning and heating specialist. Air Doctors of Memphis services all major brands, and labor and parts are guaranteed 100%. Their special winter price for a heater tune-up is just $59, and 24-hour service is billed at normal rates. Your comfort is their highest priority. Contact airdoctorsofmemphis.com or call 901-598-HVAC. When you're in need of quality jeans, shirts, and boots, think Frontier Western Store in Olive Branch. Frontier has thousands of square feet of merchandising at everyday low prices. Tons of jeans by Carhartt, Wrangler, and Ariat. Whether you're after classic denim jeans, dungarees, or work pants, you'll find them among Frontier's amazing selection of stylish modern fits. Flame-retardant jeans and shirts now available as well. Colder weather is on the way, and Frontier is prepared with overalls, coats, and fleece jackets. Women's Sherpa jackets by Simply Southern starting just $29.99. Don't forget the boots. Frontier boasts dozens and dozens of styles of boots, work, dress, or play. Come try on the latest boot trends as well as proven classics, Ariat, Durango, Dan Post, and many, many more. You are guaranteed to find your next favorite pair at Frontier. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, or shop online 24/7 at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
It's game on at the new Moneyline Book Bar and Grill inside the Gold Strike Casino Resort. Now you can bet on all of your favorite sports and watch the games on 60 HD TVs while you lounge in plush seating and enjoy craft beers, signature cocktails, and great food. Plus, don't miss the Topgolf Swing Suite, a virtual reality experience with a variety of fun interactive games every sports fan will love. Visit the Moneyline Bar, Book and Grill at Gold Strike Casino Resort for Monday Night Football happy hour specials. Or anytime you want a piece of the best sports action in Mississippi.
It's that time of year. Come join us at Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, Thursday, December 12th, all day, 7 to 6. We're raising money and, most importantly, bringing toys for Mid-South Toys for Tots. Help the boys and girls of the Mid-South have a happy holiday. You can do it. Bring those new unwrapped toys, checks, cash. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, Thursday, December 12th, 7 to 6. Sponsored by Envy Nail Bar, Gateway Tire, David C. Nanny CPA in Hempville, South Haven, and Oxford.
Pop the top on your next party. 34 North Cocktails. Available in Memphis now. Great for football grove parties, around the hunting campfire, and when you get home, entertain friends. Pop a premium can of Barrel Thief. Tastes just like an old-fashioned Barrel Thief made with aged bourbon, bitters, a hint of orange, a touch of vanilla, 15% ABV. Then, for you vodka lovers, try Sneaky Pucker, a refreshing lemonade premium vodka cocktail, 12.5% ABV. Made with super premium vodka, lavender, simple syrup, and lemonade. Delicious and smooth. Let the party begin with 34 North Cocktails.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Get over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
What is up? Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. And I got to tell you something. It's December. Y'all know y'all been hearing all those spots for it. And guess what? I gave away a copy. But I didn't know I had more than one. I feel like a moron. But guess what? I got more to give away. It's that time of year. It's Christmas. And oh, it is Christmas. No, I'm just kidding. No, for real, though. I'm dead serious about this. All you have to do in the next segment is call in if you want It, Chapter 2. If you want to see what's going down with Pennywise and the Losers Club. If you're worried about what's going on in Deary. If you know what I'm talking about, this is the real deal Holyfield. It, Chapter 2. I'm giving away the digital copy. All you have to do is call 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. I have 5 copies left. All you have to do is say, I want it and I love Johnny Radio. If you call Gabe Kuhn and say, I love you, Johnny. You're the greatest thing that's ever lived. And I want to see and get scared this holiday because it's the real deal Holyfield. Well, hey, I got you covered. And I know, I don't know. Have you ever seen It, by the way, my good buddy Gabe?
Heck yeah, one of my favorite horror, scary movies of all time.
I did not know that you did. Have you seen Chapter 2?
I have not.
Okay, well, let me tell you a little secret. The Losers Club basically reunites after 3 decades. They're going to face their deepest deadgum fears. Again, it's Chapter 2. They're all grown up, and they have to destroy Pennywise once and for all. If you want to own the digital movie now, all you have to do is call me at 901-360-8255. I got the giveaways I'm about to give to my buddy Gabe. You call 901-360-8255. You are going to be reunited with the Losers Club, and you're going to find out what happens in Chapter 2. Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a very wonderful day. 901-360-8255. Chapter 2, The Losers Club reunites. Coming up next, I'm pulling out the big board, baby. Sports 56, 96.1, and of course, 87.7 FM.
Memphis, it's official. Crab King Seafood is where it's at. For the most flavored seafood and biggest plates, run to a Crab King's near you. Visit our Bartlett Cordova location at 7140 Stage Road or our East Memphis location at 5992 Knight Arnold Road. Starting this week, get 3 juicy snow crabs, 17 shrimps, 2 whole sausages, 2 corn, 2 eggs, and a large side of potatoes for only $43.99. That's right, $43.99. The price, the portions, the service is why Crab Kings is number 1. Make the right choice the first time. Make it Crab Kings. Come and devour our tasty snow crabs, king crabs, shrimp, salmon, and catfish. Enjoy Memphis' best tasting pastas with your choice of toppings. Visit our Bartlett Cordova locations at 7140 Stage Road or our East Memphis location at 5992 Knight Arnold Road. Crab Kings is open Tuesday through Sunday. For more information, Google Crab Kings Memphis or download the app. Crab Kings, a Memphis original.
In today's evolving workplace, XMC understands the process of getting office work done has moved from the desktop to your pocket. The new Xerox multifunctional printers and ConnectKey app technology are game changers. Are you working with confidential information? Does it need to be secure from unwanted threats? Do you need to translate documents to another language? Xerox's App Gallery provides solutions like secure printing and easy translator technology. XMC is the second largest exclusive Xerox agent in the U.S. with 9 locations to serve you. We've been in business for over 25 years and have received top awards from Xerox. In changing our world one experience at a time, our team's committed to doing what's right for your business. XMC is proud to be your leader in document and print management, and it'd be our pleasure to serve you. Contact XMC today at 888-814-3114 or visit our website at xmcinc.com. XMC, excellence in office solutions.
It's that time of year. Come join us at Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, Thursday, December 12th, all day, 7 to 6. We're raising money and, most importantly, bringing toys for Mid-South Toys for Tots. Help the boys and girls of the Mid-South have a happy holiday. You can do it. Bring those new unwrapped toys, checks, cash. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, Thursday, December 12th, 7 to 6. Sponsored by Envy Nail Bar, Gateway Tire, David C. Nanny CPA in Hempville, South Haven, and Oxford.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place. That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal housing lender.
Hi, fellas. Bill Russell at Russell Brothers Fine Jewelers. Have you started thinking about what to get your favorite lady this year for Christmas? Whatever you get her should carry a message, and that message needs to say how much she means to you. For 35 years, Mid-South men have been giving our jewelry-filled boxes which hold magnificent rings, spectacular precious gemstone bracelets and necklaces, high-fashion earrings and pendants created in 14-karat gold or sterling silver. She will get the message. When you give her a gift from Russell Brothers Jewelers, she will know you care about her enough to give her the finest there is. Beauty, quality, value, and service all go into our gift wrap boxes at Russell Brothers, along with the most exquisite jewelry anywhere. I invite you to come and enjoy the holiday atmosphere at Russell Brothers. Come see the wide selection of exquisite jewelry. Let us help you find the gift that tells her just how much you care about her. Russell Brothers Fine Jewelers, 4646 Poplar at Perkins.
Did you learn your ABCs when you were a kid? Well, as a grown-up, it's time to learn your CBDs, as in CBD edibles, oil tincture, pain cream, and beauty products. All found at Your CBD Store, with 3 locations, Poplar Avenue, North Germantown Parkway, and Goodman Road East. You'll find all natural, organic, and non-GMO products. Need to learn more? Your CBD Store has a knowledgeable and friendly staff that can answer questions, help with choices, and put you at ease about your CBDs. Your CBD Store, with 3 locations, Poplar Avenue, Cordova, and South Haven. Your CBD Store, making it as easy for you as ABC CBD. Summers span decades, winters can last a lifetime, and the struggle for the Iron Throne continues in Game of Thrones: The Final Season. Get it now on 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and DVD. The complete series also available on Blu-ray and DVD, now for purchase, but you could win it right here on Sports 56 with help from your friend Johnny Radio. Johnny's giving away 4 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and 4 digital copies. Who loves you this holiday season like Johnny? Nobody.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
If you like pina colada.
This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
A man that eats meat so rare, he only eats unicorns. Johnny Harden.
What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Y'all know I'm extremely stoked. Told y'all what's going down in the world today, did I not? Told y'all that Major League Baseball woke up, they entered the world and realized that, you know what? Maybe we should actually use logic and common sense and stop letting our players possibly die, like rest in peace Tyler Skaggs, or other players who have passed on because of opioids. But they also realize that the smoking a little bit of weed, it ain't going to hurt them. Taking HGH, doing steroids, cocaine, LSD, MDMA, they are still testing for. So don't act like Major League Baseball just said this is a free-for-all. You can go do whatever you want. Yes, if you take ecstasy, you will fail a drug test. If you do LSD, you will fail a drug test. If you, what are the other good drugs out there that they say that the kids are doing these days? What do they do? Like coke? What do kids do these days? Meth? Isn't that one of the things they do? What is that show? Breaking Bad? That teacher. What was he, a teacher or something?
It's a science teacher. Chemistry teacher, actually.
Anyway, they got crazy drugs out there. Stay away from all of them. Like, and I'm being dead serious. I'm not joking with you. I'm not like, I'm being dead serious. But at least they have woken up, because I've never in my life ever thought that LSD, heroin, MDMA, or cocaine were in the same classification as marijuana. Major League Baseball has come to the realization that they aren't the same. They will continue to test for coke, marijuana, heroin, all these bad drugs, but they have now come out and said, because the fact that they think doctors have been overprescribing opioids, the fact that we have lost somebody in Tyler Skaggs to an accidental overdose of fentanyl, the fact that this has become a crisis in this country, we want to be out in front of it. And Rob Manfred says that he wants to follow suit of what happened on Capitol Hill a couple weeks ago, where they took marijuana from a Schedule I off. And basically, prohibition is now here. It's basically up to your municipalities, your governor, your state government, and all them. They are now the ones who regulate the marijuana. But federally, it is not a Schedule I drug. And now Rob Manfred has basically come out and said, if you can go to Denver or Washington and you can smoke pot legally, as long as it's legal, I don't care. We ain't even going to test you for it. And that is something that is pretty good when the average player that was tested. By the way, did you know, I did tell you about this, that if you made it to the pros, you weren't tested, right? I did explain that to you because of the baseball regulation. So only the minor league players who are making about $12,000 a year, only were they subject to all those suspensions. And I bring this up because I want to remind you that your CBD store, this is a store that's got 450 strong. They got one at 3157 Poplar, one at 680 North Germantown Parkway. And these people are out here trying to tell you that you can get back to being yourself. You can feel great. SunMed, they have these topical creams. They have water-soluble hemp oil. They have all kinds of different things. It's all got it's lab reported. Everything that they do, it is there to make you feel better. And it's actually there to make your body actually work to heal. It's not there to mask the problem with just a painkiller. So do me a favor, check out your CBD store. You'll be glad you did. Now, it is time for your good buddy, Johnny Radio, to get back to his radio show. And I'm about to pull out something really, really big. But before I do, Gabe, Have we given away all of our it people?
Yeah, we did. Sure did.
I can't tell if he's telling the truth. I know he was frustrated. I know he couldn't get all the calls because it was blowing up. Did you really get rid of them all?
Yep.
We'll see. I can see the frustration in his eyeballs, though. He's like, John, you made me work so hard just now. The phone kept ringing. Everybody was wanting something. And then, of course, it took you forever to bring it over here to me.
All right. I was lying. All right. You got me. You caught me. We have 2 more left. You got to call in. You got to say, I love Johnny Radio. You have to do it. Because there's too many people calling in and not say it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to hang up.
901.
You can try again. You can try twice.
360.
But no
you
promises.
Have to say,
There's 2
I love
more.
Johnny Radio.
There is 2 more.
I love Johnny Radio. 901-360-8255. Telling you, Pennywise, you got to get that bad boy. Losers Club they ain't playing. Now, after this, and you say that you love me, just so you know, since it's Christmas, I will be giving stuff away every single Monday and Tuesday up until Christmas. Right now, I'm working on my next one since we just gave away, I think, the last 2 Chapter 2. I'm going to be working on something that I know a lot of y'all love, and that is, of course, Game of Thrones. Y'all know the final season. Winter, it is here. No, winter is the real deal. It is here, but the complete 8th season, I got that bad boy. I do have that bad boy, and guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to give away, I'd say at least 5 of them, but you have to love me and say I love Johnny, and I'm going to tell you when. I'm going to be playing some promos. I think we'll do a little bit of trivia the next time I bring this up. But I want to remind you, Game of Thrones returns for its 8th and final season. Y'all, if you haven't seen it, it's out of control. If you don't know, it's based on the popular book series, A Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin. By the way, it's Emmy-winning. It's a fantasy series. And let me tell you something. It chronicles an epic struggle for power in a vast and violent kingdom. It is the real deal. Holyfield, if you don't know who Daenerys, can you say it? Daenerys Stormborn Targaryen?
Daenerys. Get it right, man.
Daenerys.
Stormborn.
Daenerys Stormborn. But she was also married to the Targaryen guy. Do I say Targaryen at the end too? Dude, I just love that show. Who was your favorite character in Game of Thrones?
Jon Snow. You gotta like Jon Snow.
Dude, Snow was dope, but you didn't like the little, you didn't like Tyrion?
Well, I mean, he was cool, and, he had some, he was funny. I'll give him
Tyrion
that.
was
But I like Jon
hilarious.
Snow. I think he has a good foil, just being able to
Was it interesting how many
get better
prostitutes were there back in the day?
I was amazed how much wine they drink.
They
and
drink
they
a
can
lot
just
of
chug
wine,
wine.
by the
Red wine? Can you chug red wine? I can't do it.
By the way, no, I can't.
That's what I'm saying.
Honestly,
They had it in those chalices, and they
Yeah.
were drinking it like it's some beer or some water. I'm like, what is going on, man?
dude, they really did. By the way, you know what, though, I did find out to make you feel better, Gabe? Did you know people back in the medieval days, the reason they could chug red wine, though, I found this out, they mixed it with water. That way it, killed the bacteria, and they could actually get a little water in their system. So I don't think it was as strong. But you know what time it is? It's time for me to pull out the thing, and let's talk NFL football. Y'all saw what happened last night. Eli, I told y'all, is not an NFL Hall of Famer, and if you want to argue with me, you can, but he has a sub-500 record. He hasn't completed 60% of his passes in his career. He's at 59.8. That does not say MVP. That doesn't say Hall of Fame. Now, does he have Hall of Fame moments? He has 2 of the greatest moments. He's never won a postseason game outside of the 2 years that he won the Super Bowl, by the way. He's never been in the top 10 other than 1 year statistically. He's led the league. Did you know he's led the league 3 times in interceptions? Do you know no other quarterback in the history was allowed to start after leading the league twice in interceptions? Did you know that?
I mean, I don't know. Brett Favre had a lot of interceptions.
But he never led the league 3 times. He had a lot, but never led the league 3 times. So, again, there's that. And by the way, how many Pro Bowls did Brett make to Eli? And how many postseasons did Brett? But anyway, we're about to get to the NFL. The only other thing I was going to say is because you're pushing this on me, and I don't know, there was something mean else I wanted to say about Eli, I guess. Oh, yeah, he went under 500 last night. So we knew that was going to happen. Oh, yeah, what was it? So Dan Marino, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. By the way, did you know Lamar Jackson, who's considered a running back, has completed in his career 66.2% of his passes? He's considered a running quarterback. Eli is considered a pocket quarterback, and he's completed 59.8. Hold up. How does that make sense? And how does that even make him? And do y'all know who played for the Washington Redskins and probably still has the Super Bowl record for the most rushing yards in a Super Bowl? Do you know who that is? Do you even know what I'm talking about? You weren't even alive then, were you? I'm actually trying.
What year are we talking?
I mean, this was way back. They beat Denver 42-10. I think his name was like Timmy Smith or something. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, dude, help me out at 6'7", 129. Where's Brett Favre at? I mean, where's Brett Norsworthy when you need him? This dude's like a human Google. Like, he knows what I'm talking about. Isn't he in the next room? Ask Brett who it was that rushed for like 200 yards in the Super Bowl and then got cut. Like, he would have what I would call a Hall of Fame moment in a Super Bowl. But are we going to put him in the Hall of Fame? No, we can't even remember his damn name. I mean, you think I'm joking? I really can't remember his name to save my life. I mean, what did he like Joe Gibbs was balling. Help me out. 6'7",
Let's put
129.
David Tyree in the Hall of Fame.
Dude, please help me out. 6'7", 129. Who was the running back for the Redskins who rushed for like 200 yards in the Super Bowl and basically smoked that team and then never played again and did a whole lot of cocaine and got in trouble and went to jail? Maybe the cocaine and going to jail will help you remember. I don't know. Maybe it won't. But you know what? Pull out the big board.
It's the big, bad, colossal, huge, gigantic, explosive big board.
I love how you had to get the Eli stuff off your chest before we got to this.
Well, he's not he's not a Hall of Famer, deadgum.
And his team stinks.
Timmy Smith was his name.
So you're right. You did say Timmy Smith.
Did I say Timmy Smith?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right, let's start at the bottom. Let's get it.
By the way, can I ask you a question? Since you can't remember, Timmy Smith, does he deserve? He rushed for the only guy who ever rushed for 200 yards in the Super Bowl. And he had 3 touchdowns. He was the only person at the time to do that. Is he now going to get in the damn Hall of Fame? Hail to the Nizzo.
All right, anyway, I'm going to start at the bottom. We're going to start at 28. Where are you at? I got the Lions. I think they're awful. Without Matt Stafford, they're stinky. They're horrible. Once Matt Stafford comes back, I might drop them out of my bottom 5. But as of right now, that is, they could be at the very bottom, but they have won some games this year. They tied a game as well against the Cardinals. But with David Blau at quarterback, that team has no chance.
I like the fact that you at least were honest about their quarterback situation. I mean, if Matt Stafford was there, would they be that low? Probably. No, I'm just kidding. They'd be getting.
No, I mean, the rest of their team, yes. But no, not with Matt Stafford. I think he is way better than people give him credit for.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean on him being better. But in all honesty, I think I'm agreeing with you, and I hate it when we agree with each other. So this kind of stinks. Next.
Dolphins, man. Fourth worst at 29. That's where I have the Dolphins at 3-10. They thought that they were going to tank. Ryan Fitzpatrick is the worst quarterback to possibly have when you're tanking, right? Like, because he'll come out and he'll throw for like 3. Yeah, he'll come out and throw for 350, 4 TDs. He'll throw picks,
messes you up.
But he will lose games too. Okay, he's a journeyman. But I said that from the beginning of the year. They're not going to get the first overall pick because you have Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he's been known to pull something out of his keister every once in a while.
We call Fitzpatrick, by the way, not just the beard, but the Captain Keister. I don't know if you knew that, but we call him Captain Keister because every once in a while he does exactly what you says. He pulls a wild one out of nowhere.
Are we in agreement on 28, 29 or what?
Yep, unfortunately.
Good Lord, I think, but then 30, 31, 32, it's like you have to have these teams in order, right?
Well, no, because I know that, maybe. It kind of depends.
I have Redskins.
Okay,
at
I do
30.
Too.
I have Giants
Washington
at 31. And
see,
then I have Bengals
at 32.
Ooh, worst team in the league.
Okay, see, now I just got done watching Eli Manning, the quote Hall of Famer, lose to Carson Wentz, who basically sucks. Let's be real.
Okay, with Carson, let's
Carson
give it.
Sucks.
He had two active wide receivers last night. Alshon Jeffrey pulled his hamstring first play. And I know he hasn't been good, I'll give you that, but there are other circumstances, right?
For the amount of money that man is paid,
okay,
can I just tell you something?
There you go.
Carson Wentz is like the most overpaid player since Derek Carr.
Okay, I'll give you look.
And his brother
I'm
David.
I'm okay if you explain that beforehand, but like Carson has like it's been tough to be an Eagle this year. It really has.
And the Bengals, I expect them to be the worst. Since the Giants are fighting them for the worst, I give them 31.
Redskins, though, they're my 30th. They need to get a new owner, new GM,
think?
very, very quickly. But I can't put the Giants at the very bottom because the Bengals are just. I mean, you can't hide it. They are bottom 15 in every single statistical category. They don't have their quarterback's Andy Dalton. That's the guy that won their game for them. So I think Giants and Bengals, if they played each other, I think it would be a very, very disgusting game. It might be good. It might come down to the last second, but I think they both are equally horrible. Now let's go to the top 5 because that's the fun part.
Yeah, the best, and let's just be real, both of us have. Do we start at the top or we start at 5? Because I
Start
want
at
to
5.
start at the top.
Start at 5. Or you want to start at 1? Okay, go
I
1.
almost want to go down because I feel like that's where the disagreement will be, and we'll have more conversation. Because
Okay, 1.
It is so simple to
Ravens.
say the Ravens because, like I said, there's no conversation there. Lamar, I want to remind you this. Lamar Jackson is completing. This is a guy who people say is a running quarterback, mind you, okay? And everybody says that Eli Manning is going to the Hall of Damn Fame because he's completed 59.8% of his passes in a passing era. My butt. Great. I'm glad you had 2. Hey, good job, David Tyree. Hey, Marvin Harrison, you're sending somebody that doesn't deserve to be because you couldn't make a damn interception. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. But guess what? Our running quarterback, do you know who the number 1 rushing team in the National Football League is?
Ravens.
I want to ask you a really, really weird question. Do you know how many yards they rush for?
I don't know. I have no idea.
201 yards a game. Do you know who that rushes for the second most? 49ers.
Okay. And that's my number 2 team right there.
Guess what? They rush for 149 yards a game. Do you know the difference is, by the way, 51.8 points?
Do they go 1 and 2 for you?
1 and 2. No, they are 1 and 2, but I want to explain to you the difference in this rushing. Think about what I just said. 1 and 2. The difference between 1 and 2 is 51 yards.
Oh my Lord.
Okay, the difference between 2.
I didn't hear that right.
The difference between 2 and 24 is the Rams. And guess what? That's only a 49-yard difference.
That
So,
is absolutely.
tell me
that's a
that's not
ridiculous
statistic.
statistic.
By the way, who's the leading rusher for Baltimore?
Is it Lamar?
It's Lamar.
Yep, sure is. And he's averaging 7 yards a carry for those that keep track of that type of
You
stuff.
wanna
But
keep
1
up
and
with
2, San Francisco is number 2 for me. Ravens number 1. 3, this is where we're probably.
Well, I want to ask you a question. Do you want to give a little love to San Francisco and why they should be number 2 and definitely should be number 2?
Well, I mean, when you talk about a defensive football team that is absolutely dominant, I'm just truthfully as dominant as they come in the National Football League, and then Jimmy Garoppolo ain't no slouch, man. This guy wins games, and their rushing attack is absolutely insane. People don't really give them credit enough for what they're able to do on the offensive side of the football, but they've been really good, and they've won some good games right here. But 3, where are we at?
I'm sorry, New Orleans. Very simple. They barely got beat at home by Jimmy G. I think that you have a wide receiver that if he was in a different era, I mean, he's going to break Marvin Harrison's all-time receptions record, I think. He's in
Michael Thomas?
I mean,
He's
Michael
absolutely
Thomas is, if it wasn't for Lamar Jackson, we would be screaming how awesome Michael Thomas is.
You know where I'm at, though, here? This is where we differ. This is where we differ. We differ. We differ.
What?
It might be a flip-flop here. I got the Chiefs at 3. I think the Chiefs are doing really well on the offensive side of the ball.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know if you know this. Who's the best offense from a total yard standpoint in the league? The Chiefs. I'll answer it for you. They are the best offense from a total yard standpoint in the league. You have Patrick Mahomes. He's able to do what he wants in certain situations. You got good weapons. You got Tyreek Hill, although I don't think he's a good person. You have, other guys on that team. Travis Kelce, O-line, a little bit of a struggle, but I do think they're the number 3, and I think they will give people fits in the playoffs.
I can see them giving people fits. Don't get me wrong. I understand. But you like them better than New Orleans, really?
by one spot. I have New Orleans
so
right
you
here
have
at
New
number
Orleans
4. Yes, and I think, what they've done defensively this year is a step up from what they have done. Drew Brees is playing at a high level, but I have to give the Chiefs just the slightest nod offensively. The slightest nod. I know the Chiefs' defense is gross.
You're going to hate me, man. Okay,
where are you at 4?
Me and you are so different. So we both have Baltimore. We both have the 49ers. I have New Orleans 3. You have, again, 3 number. Who do you have 3?
Chiefs.
You have the Chiefs.
Sure do. I think that win over New England
Just
gave me a little bit of it convinced me a little bit that this team's coming back, and they won an ugly game in New England. It's not easy to win in Gillette Stadium. So I have to give them their credit this week. They're at 3 for me.
Okay. Well, you're going to kill me for this. And again, I want to last but not least, Michael Thomas, I do have to say this because I don't feel we gave him the love. 149 catches. The record is 143 by Marvin Harrison. He's on pace to break that. That is huge. And again, this dude would be MVP chatter. Teddy Bridgewater, best backup quarterback in football. Their defense is really good. New Orleans Saints, number 3, easy for me. But number 4, I ain't jumping off the bandwagon yet. Tom Brady ain't dead, damn it.
I'm not into it. They're not even my top 5 this week.
That's why I don't have the Chiefs in my top 5.
Number four, I am going, personally, the Saints. I think they're good. But number 5, I'm hopping the Patriots. I'm not a believer this year. I really am not. And I know we got Tom Brady. I know we have Bill Belichick. I get that fact. They're right outside of my top. I got to give Seattle Seahawks the nod.
I was
really
going to say, I got Seattle too, but I ain't putting the Chiefs in there. I think Baltimore is the number 1
I watched
team.
a head-to-head matchup where the Chiefs won an ugly game against the Patriots. I know they had some lucky things go their way, but at the same time, the Patriots' offense is stagnant.
Chiefs won in the regular season last year.
But I'm telling you, the Patriots' offense right now is stagnant. Their defense is fine, I guess. But they're not fine. They're more than fine. They're really good.
Their defense is
but
number 1. But
I'm not into them right now. I really am not.
Well, if Tom Brady,
they have a lot of distractions going on as well.
Tom Brady is playing his worst football ever. Their defense is playing the best he's ever had. They're number 1 on getting off the field on 3rd down, better than anybody in the league. And again, you have Belichick and Brady. And just so you know,
I'll ask you this, though. Who have the Patriots beat?
I'm just saying, in 159, they've had a 3rd down. Only 36 times they've given up the 1st down. That's 23%. That's the best in the history of football.
I want this question answered. Who have the Patriots beat?
Everybody in front of them, except for 3 teams.
And those 3 teams are the best teams they've played, by far. You look at they lost to the Texans, they lost to the Chiefs, and they lost to the Ravens, okay? They only have beaten the Eagles. They've beaten the Eagles and the Cowboys. They beat the Bills by 6. Whatever. I think the Bills are a pretender as far as it goes in the grand scheme of things. They beat the Cowboys and the Eagles. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm not impressed. I'll say that.
I'm not saying I'm impressed too, but I'm also going to tell you is New England, are they in position to be in the postseason? Abso-damn-lutely.
100%.
And I am not going to bet on Andy Reid, how many Super Bowl rings did Andy Reid have?
Big 0.
That's right. How many Super Bowls has he been to?
1?
Yeah. And how many championship games though has the fat man been to?
A few.
He went 5 with New England.
He can't get over the hump. He can't get over the hump, but I don't think he's the only problem for the Patriots. It's going to be standing in their way in the AFC.
He
That's all I'm going
needs
to say.
to learn how to cheat like Bill Belichick does, dadgummit. But I will say nobody, and by the way, even the Chiefs, and we can talk about Pat Mahomes, we can talk about Bill Belichick, nobody's getting through Baltimore this year unless it's the 49ers and Jimmy G who just wins, baby, because porn stars, they just do it best. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Don't forget your CBD store. Don't forget MemphisFarmers.com. And don't you forget that I'm giving away everything because it's that time of year. And remember, Toys for Tots, December 12th, happening at Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40, because we love the kids in the Mid-South. We'll be right back on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the Build Your Own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Mid-South Power Distributors is your source for all things diesel. Their newly renovated drive-in repair shop is open to the public. Whether it'll be your everyday driver, farm equipment, fleet vehicle, or heavy-duty truck, their ASE-certified technicians will get you back on the road. The on-site dyno is ready to run all the necessary diagnostic testing. From preventative maintenance to complete overhauls, Mid-South Power can handle it all. Stop in today at 3288 Mill Branch Road or call 901-396-0710 and online at mid-southpower.com.
The Christmas cheer is in the air. Santa Claus is still alive and well. Gateway Tires is teaming up with Toys for Tots. We want to see some smiling, joyful faces on all the children this Christmas season. So talk it up, Toys for Tots, and spread the word and make a difference this year. Give 1 toy or 10. We are thrilled for your tremendous love and generosity this year in making a difference in a child's life. Drop off your Toys for Tots at Gateway Tires till December 20th. All DeSoto and Shelby, Memphis Metro locations, and also Oakland and Atoka.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test-driven, checked out from head to toe. Unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales. Do you suffer from pain, stress, anxiety, depression, PTSD, arthritis, and multiple sclerosis? You want an all-natural way to manage these conditions. Hempville is unlike any CBD store you've ever seen. It's not a one-size-or-brand-fits-all. Hempville has a variety of CBD applications and brand names. They have a well-trained professional staff to help educate you on CBD and what application is best for your individual needs. Hempville has 2 locations to serve you. South Haven at 562 Goodman Road East and Oxford at 1801 Jackson Avenue West. Hempville, where your relief is their mission. Heater trouble? Make your first call your last call. Call Air Doctors of Memphis, 901-598-HVAC. Owner Matt Davis is a 3rd-generation full-service air conditioning and heating specialist. Air Doctors of Memphis services all major brands, and labor and parts are guaranteed 100%. Their special winter price for a heater tune-up is just $59, and 24-hour service is billed at normal rates. Your comfort is their highest priority. Contact AirDoctorsOfMemphis.com or call 901-598-HVAC. You know it's better to give than receive, right? When you donate a gift at All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch, you receive a free lunch this Friday beginning at 11 a.m. Just bring a toy to All-Star Chevy for the kids at Winchester Elementary this Friday beginning at 11 a.m. There are also free prizes, and Greg and Eli from Sports 56 will be broadcasting live from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. While you're there, check out the new Silverado Traverses and the all-new Chevy Blazer. And if you buy one, you could save thousands paying what the employees pay. So come on out this Friday for free lunch and prizes, and bring a toy to donate to Winchester Elementary from All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch and Sports 56.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home. Here's Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
Shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you
Don't head back to Tennessee jet. Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's happy hour. And yeah, I'm in a great mood, man. I'm happy because it's Tuesday. We're 2 days away from my favorite day of the year, and that's right, that's Toys for Tots. Don't forget, put that junt on your schedule. This Thursday, Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. I brought on the beautiful young lady, Miss Kristen, yesterday to help get your man what he needs for his man cave so you can go out there and bring a toy, help a young boy or girl from the Mid-South. And also, you can knock out a couple birds with one dead gum stone because right now they got buy one, get one half off. So go ahead and buy your significant other something and then also buy yourself something. I always like doing that. I always buy myself something for Christmas and I put it away and then I pull it out like 3 weeks later. Dude, look what I found.
Do you wrap it for yourself?
Hell no. I just pretend, I just come home with it.
Are you good at wrapping presents? I can't wrap.
I can't wrap presents at all. I don't do that.
No,
but thank goodness everywhere you go wraps them for you. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you for that, by the way, for all you people out there doing that. But now I have had a lot of people at 67129 hit me up, talk about all kinds of things from marijuana in the Major League Baseball to the Baltimore. I had a couple people come in and talking about Eli and all this stuff. And again, I just want to remind you, Lamar Jackson, who supposedly is a running quarterback, is completing 66.3% of his passes. He's leading the number one rushing team in all of football. He's leading their team in rushing. That's right. They have an eye-popping 200.9 rushing yards per game. And the gap, and if y'all know what a gap is, you should by now, man. If you don't know what the gap I'm talking about, the gap between 1 and 2 is 50 yards and change. Okay? It's ridiculous. The same gap all the way down to the Rams. So number 2, and I apologize, I think I said 24. It was 2 and 21. But that's also because 21 is where the Rams are, and they don't go over the 50. But if I go to 24, they are only separated by 1 yard. The separation of difference. So what I'm basically saying is the Rams, if you get to number 21, are rushing 100 yards a game more than the rest of the teams. There's 32 teams in the NFL, 11 teams in the NFL. They average 100 yards more per game. Think about that. How many teams have rushed for 209 yards a game? None. If they do it, they'll be the first. By the way, how many have added a 209 yards rushing a game and a quarterback completes 66% of his passes? Again, none. He's a baller. Lamar Jackson is just playing at a different pace. And the other thing I'm going to say is, and the reason I said this, because somebody said, why do you think San Francisco can stop him? And I'm going to say it like this. His name is D. Ford, DeForest Buckner, Nick Bosa, and my name, Eric Armstead. Those 4 guys are 4 dudes who have over 6.5 sacks. You got 6.5 from my man, Eric Armstead. You have 10. But no, Armstead has 10. Bosa has 8. Buckner and D. Ford both have 6.5. That's the 4 dudes. And that means, guess what they do? They can drop 7 in coverage. Or they can have a guy spy on Lamar Jackson. That's why they're the only team I think that can do it.
By the way, guess they have 2 rotational pieces within that D-line, Solomon Thomas and DJ Jones. So when you talk about defense, that team is so stacked, it's not even funny.
And that's why people, so if you're at the 67129, one of the people out there telling me why you think 49ers, it is not just because of porn star Jimmy G. It's because of the defense. And defense wins championships. And I think Baltimore does have the D. I think Jim Harbaugh is the coach. I think Lamar Jackson is the MVP and the quarterback. But I think the only person that has an opportunity to beat him will be the porn star himself and another Shanahan. We'll see what happens, though, because the NFL is out of control. Now, again, I've told you the NFL needs to wake up like MLB. Make sure that weed is legal, and then you can go to the CBD store, get all the CBD medication you need. You're going to be good. Anxiety, depression, PTSD, whatever you need, go to your CBD store, 3157 Poplar, or 680 North Germantown Parkway out in Cordova. They got you covered. And remember, Ostamignano Pharmaceuticals, hello, CBD. Let your body heal itself. Don't just mask it with some opioids that'll end up killing you. Your CBD store is the real deal, Holyfield. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Well, the Patriots cheated again. Didn't even ask you this question, Gabe. So, since they came out and admitted to cheating, is it cool?
No, not at all.
Do you believe that it was an accident by them?
No, not at all.
Why in the hell are you videotaping the bungles? Like, this is what I would say. This is how I get out of getting caught. Dude, we didn't need to videotape the Bengals, bro. And you know what? I almost dropped them out just because of this. Because if they're videotaping the Bengals, it does scare me about New England. I had them in my top 5 because I still believe in Bill Belichick. I still believe in Tom Brady having the worst year of his life, that he can get it done in the postseason because, damn it, that defense is number 1 at getting off the field on 3rd down. But guess what? Maybe they're number 1 because they know the damn play because they're videotaping the team they're about to play the week before.
So for those that don't know...
Oh, yeah.
The Patriots, they had a videographer who was caught taping the Bengals sideline. Literally was caught with a camera directly on the Bengals sideline.
By the way, hold on, time out. Do you know who, the reason this is important, do you know who, like, do people understand who the Patriots play next?
The Bengals. They play them this week.
Correct. Could you imagine, though, if it wasn't the Bengals and they got caught the week before videotaping the Chiefs?
Oh,
the
God.
difference in the narrative today is unequivocally a thousand.
No, it's funny.
Different.
Again, and I know you brought this up, but if their excuse is we don't need to tape the Bengals, I almost believe you. I really do kind of believe you.
Almost
you don't. But what Belichick had to say was, quote, "We're competitive and we'll try to be competitive in every area, but we don't knowingly, intentionally want to do anything that's across the line. But since the Spygate happened, I'd say we've tried to keep a good distance behind the line and not maybe take it as far as we would have in the past. But it's really never a fundamentally change there."
Can I tell you something? That would be like, in all honesty, my man for the Washington Redskins. Like, that excuse was about as much as if
we don't knowingly cross the line.
if no. My
Come
favorite
on,
one
Bill. You're
is
better
if you
than
had
that.
Gruden, and I'm talking about not John, but his brother Jay, say that wasn't a joint, that was a lefty. I got that at the CBD store.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, that was just CBD. By the way, speaking of CBD, always remember 3157 Poplar and 680 North Germantown Parkway. They got you covered. But no, his explanation, it would have been better, don't you think, if he just came out and said, bro, we don't need to cheat with the Bengals. That idiot made a mistake. Don't you think that's better than what you just said?
No, I think it's caught. Look, I don't think anything he could have said would actually make it any better, right?
Really?
Like what's done is done. They caught a Patriots employee, a videographer, videoing the Bengals sideline. There's nothing that you can really say to make that correct, to make that right. It's just not okay.
Man, I'll tell you one thing. There's so much stuff going on in this world right now. I don't even know where to go next because I got 50,000 things to talk about.
Real quick, James Harden's protest. I bet you knew it's denied.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, yeah. He made a dunk last week that they didn't call. Maybe the refs need to get suspended, but, his protest is denied, obviously.
Left in the game.
Obviously, the protest is denied. We knew that was coming.
By the way, that was horrible. Now, I do have to tell you something very, 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 very interesting. And it's not just the fact that MLB now will let not just major league players, but minor league players smoke weed. And, major league players have always been allowed to smoke weed. It's just minor league players couldn't. This is more interesting than that. This is more interesting than Fizdale getting fired. This is the Antoine Woods arrest video. Please tell me you saw this, John.
The policeman goes,
He
goes, that's a lot of pot.
Yeah, dude, that was my favorite part of it. He goes, the cops go, like, they found 2 mason jars, number one, and small.
Yeah, but the exact number was between 2 and 4 ounces.
Yes, I was getting ready to say these were huge. By the way, did you know that the containers they were gold cylinder containers. Did you know that part of it? That's what was cool as hell. He's so rich, he keeps his pot in gold. You're a pimp when you
Good
keep
for
your
him,
weed
man.
in gold.
Good for him.
So what you been like? What'd you buy? What are you getting? I'm getting a gold chalice for my weed. What? Yeah, dude. You don't keep your weed in gold.
I got to be honest though. Antoine Woods, I know it's weed, and I know, it's sort of decriminalized in a lot of places, but
don't be driving.
Why are you
77 and a
driving?
60.
No, why are you driving with 2 to 4 ounces of pot in your car?
Thank you very much.
That
and by
is-
the way,
good Lord.
why would you be going almost 20 miles an hour? I mean, he was 17 miles an hour over the speed limit with 2 ounces of weed in his car. Can I just ask you a question? Like, was he asking to get arrested?
Common sense isn't common. That's all I'm
Is
going to
it
say.
really not
That's
common?
all I'm going to say.
Can I just?
Because,
I'm not asking you to smoke pot out there, but I'm going to just put a warning. 2 things I'm going to tell all you people out there. If you get pulled over by the police, keep your hands at 10 and 2. This is something that I've always been told since I was a child. 10 and 2, cop comes up to the window, asks you for your ID, say you're reaching for your ID, hand him your ID, bam, hands go right back to 10 and 2. Secondly, if you have weed, don't speed. It's kind of simple. Now,
I think the better lesson would be don't travel with an excess of marijuana in your
but
car.
A good
That's
PSA
probably
would
the
be,
one.
if you don't have weed, don't. If you have weed,
Don't
don't speed.
Oh wow!
Don't you like that? Like,
We need to-
in back. By the way,
we
if
need
we
to cut
get
that up.
if I could get hey, give me some cop glasses and one of those awesome hats and a badge, and I'm gonna get in front of a cop car and I'll come out and be like, if you have weed, do not speed, or boy, you going to jail. I like it. I'd be great at scaring the hell out of people. What do you think?
But you have to do it with like the Cheech and Chong voice. If you have weed,
Yeah, man. If you got weed, bro, don't speed, man. But dude, Antoine, I just want to ask you a question. Seriously, like, come on, man. This wasn't even like Washington or Denver. You were in Texas. Anyway, other things I have to say before I go to break. I got a lot, and I'm going to ask Gabe on the other side because I can tell Gabe gets mad at me. But when you sign a 4-year, $52 million contract and you say that you're out with the flu, I just don't like the fact that your game is at noon and at 1:30, less than 12 hours before your game, that you're not playing in because, quote, you have the flu, you're bowling and drinking. Now, okay, I think we'll talk about this on the other side because I know this is going to be very interesting. So whatever you do, think about what you do when you have the flu. Do you go to the bowling alley? Do you get drunk with your friends when you're sick? I don't know about you, but I also don't make, $10 million a game or $52 million contract. But we'll see about Le'Veon Bell. Gabe, explain to me why this is okay.
Let's do it on the other side.
I was going
right?
to say he's going to do it on the other side right here on Sports 56, 96.1, and of course, 87.7 FM.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
The construction reduction event is on at Wolf Chase Honda. Exciting changes are in the works and inventory must be reduced. Get the best deals right now on all remaining 2019 Hondas while they last. Every new car, every certified, every used car, price to go. Get pre-approved now at wolfchasehonda.com. Wolf Chase Honda is expanding and our prices are dropping. Don't miss these savings. Act now. This huge construction reduction event ends soon.
For the best lineup of quality, fuel-efficient, and fun-to-drive vehicles, get to Wolf Chase Honda and Wolf Chase Nissan. Over 1,000 new certified and pre-owned vehicles in one great location. Catch the savings now during our huge model year-end sales event. Score an amazing deal at Wolf Chase Honda and Wolf Chase Nissan and get to the game in style at Germantown Road and Highway 64. Family-owned since 1981.
Looking for a new job? Contact Pro Resume. Sending out hundreds of resumes. No response? Contact Pro Resume. Tired of working for peanuts? Contact Pro Resume. Pro Resume's the resume expert in the Mid-South. Go to ProResume.biz or call 685-1950, the fastest way to a new job.
It's game on at the new Moneyline Book Bar and Grill inside the Gold Strike Casino Resort. Now you can bet on all of your favorite sports and watch the games on 60 HD TVs while you lounge in plush seating and enjoy craft beers, signature cocktails, and great food. Plus, don't miss the Topgolf Swing Suite, a virtual reality experience with a variety of fun interactive games every sports fan will love. Visit the Moneyline Bar, Book and Grill at Gold Strike Casino Resort for Monday Night Football happy hour specials. Or anytime you want a piece of the best sports action in Mississippi.
Need physical therapy but don't know where to go? Tried physical therapy but had a bad experience? Grab your physician's referral and head to Revolution Physical Therapy at the corner of Goodman and Getwell. At Revolution PT, you'll get one-on-one, hands-on therapy. Better and more thorough than just going to the gym. Revolution is locally owned and staffed by neighbors who care about your maximum recovery. And they accept all major insurances. Certified in dry needling, expert in myofascial release. Always relaxed and friendly. Revolution Physical Therapy is just what you need.
Pop Wigington has been in the restaurant business since the 70s and has now brought 3 generations of family favorites together under one roof at Pop's Comfort Kitchen, 2990 Kirby Whitten Parkway next to Kroger. Pop's takes you back to a simpler time when food and life was more wholesome. Settle down today for lunch or dinner at Pop's with daily specials like country fried steak, fried catfish, chicken and dumplings, or Pop's famous fried chicken livers, all served up with your choice of 23 fresh vegetables like field peas and snaps, seasoned green beans, sweet corn and turnip greens. Hungry for a sandwich? Check out the Chuck, a hand-patted cheeseburger between 2 grilled cheese buns topped with lettuce, tomato, diced onion, pickles, fried egg, and bacon. Or a half-pound flat iron steak sandwich served on Texas toast. Don't forget one of Grandma's homemade desserts like chess pie or banana pudding. Take comfort today at Pop's Comfort Kitchen, 2990 Kirby Whitten Parkway next to Kroger. Pop's Comfort Kitchen.
Did you learn your ABCs when you were a kid? Well, as a grown-up, it's time to learn your CBDs, as in CBD edibles, oil tincture, pain cream, and beauty products. All found at your CBD store, with 3 locations: Poplar Avenue, North Germantown Parkway, and Goodman Road East. You'll find all natural, organic, and non-GMO products. Need to learn more? Your CBD store has a knowledgeable and friendly staff that can answer questions, help with choices, and put you at ease about your CBDs. Your CBD store, with 3 locations: Poplar Avenue, Cordova, and South Haven. Your CBD store, making it as easy for you as ABC CBD.
Now, back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Let's go! This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home. Here's Johnny Radio himself, John Hardin.
Many a hand has scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Holy Ghost and talk show hosts are planted in the sand to beautify the foothills, shake the many hands. There's nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. See a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs Jackson when you got words?
Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. And yeah, the world's wild. Think about this, man. I am your sports mixologist, stirring it all up. But dude, ain't nobody stirring it up like the NCAA and football coaching. Matt Luke is Georgia's now offensive line coach. Sam Pittman, who nobody knows, is the coach of Arkansas. You got Lane Kiffin. Lane's back in the SEC, baby. Now, do we call them the Land Sharks, the Black Bears, the Rebels? What the hell do we call them? Ole Miss. Let's just go with Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin is back, and guess what? Chad Morris, believe it or not, has got a job. He's now the offensive coordinator with the man Gus. The Gus Bus down at Auburn, and Chad Morris, them high school guys hanging together, bro. Getting your bro ham on, man. Yo, do you remember them days when we were in high school? Yeah, bro. Now we in like college, yo. Yeah, bro. You think that's how it goes? I think so too. Yeah. At least that's how it goes between me and Gabe, between the breaks. We're like, yo, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
I was so badass.
So, man.
In college, in high school football, I was great.
Dude, do you remember high school, man? Oh, no. But anyway, yeah, Chad Morris, it just seems like the SEC has become very incestual. Now, Lincoln Riley, after he gets his brains beat out by LSU, does Lincoln Riley return to OU, or is he gone to the Cowboys?
We'll have to see. We'll have to keep a close eye on that one.
Now, I have to ask you a question very seriously. Lincoln Riley should be commended for what he's done from Baker to Kyler to now Jalen. But can I ask you, how in God's name can he not one damn year get a defense? Like, one time you're telling me there's not a single defensive player in Texas, Oklahoma,
No, it throws me off, too. There's a guy named Cliff Kingsbury who had the best offense in the country for years and years and years, and his defense was always so bad. So I don't know. A lot of these really good, innovative offensive coaches just do not have a guy for defense. And maybe it's because they're hands-off with it. Maybe it's because defensive coordinators think that they stress offense too much. I don't know. But they do not ever seem, not all, but especially with Lincoln Riley and Cliff Kingsbury, they never could find one.
It's crazy, man. The whole world is going crazy. Speaking of crazy, is this one lady just texted me, honey, 901-406-1101. I'm glad I can help. She just said simply right here is, hey, I need to sell my house. Who's that dude that buys it? Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. Everybody say it with me, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. While Lane Kiffin and Matt Luke and all these people change places all across the country, Bill stays here. Right here. Memphis born, Memphis bred, a Memphis man till he's dead. He ain't out at 1 o'clock in the morning like Le'Veon Bell bowling when he supposedly got the flu. No, he's buying and selling houses, and he's guaranteed to close in 5 days. Say it with me, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101 for my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Now, since we know Bill's good, he's a baller shot caller. How can Le'Veon Bell be out at 1 o'clock in the morning the day before a game when he's not going to play because he has the flu, drinking beer and bowling games?
Don't ask me, man. I don't know what to tell you.
So
I didn't even see the story. What are you talking about? Le'Veon did that?
Yeah.
Look, okay, all I can say is I have no excuse for this one, okay? I'm a Le'Veon Bell fan.
You are.
This is not good.
Really bad.
I don't know what to tell you. This is just bad all around. I don't think he has respect for his coaching staff. I'm going to be real with you.
Real quickly, two things I said. So Friday, he was sent home because he was too sick to work, okay? And I agree. If you have the flu, don't spread the flu to other people. BS. I've said this a million times. PSA. If you have weed, do not speed. And if you have the flu, stay home, fool. All right? Get that through your head. Now, if Le'Veon Bell had the flu, why would you go to a bowling alley and get everybody at the bowling alley sick, you big jerk? Oh, I ain't going to get my team sick, but I'm going to get everybody at the bowling alley sick? Guess what? I just don't think Le'Veon Bell is sick. He didn't want to play that sorry team, and he don't like playing for the Jets. But guess what? You're making $52 million. For Gabe, I'm John. Get out there and make the world a better place. See you on the flip side. Peace!
I love fall. The landscape is so beautiful at Town Village Audubon Park. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still